Yeah, don't look at my hair. This is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and today I'm baking orange cranberry scones to put in the freezer so I can bake them Christmas morning. Okay, so here I have 4.5 cups of flour. I'm going to sift it down a little bit. This is my organic unbleached flour I got from Costco, which I'm really excited about. And this is my homemade baking powder that has no aluminum in it. Okay, tablespoon of that, and we're just going to sift it all together. Let's add the sugar in there too. So we've got 4.5 cups of sifted flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and 3/4 cup of organic sugar. Now here is my butter, and what I did was, instead of grating it into the flour like I normally do, I pre-grated this and put it in the freezer so it's as cold and as hard as possible. So I have 1/2 pound of grated butter here, and the zest from 2 oranges, buttermilk, and frozen cranberries, about 1.5 cups. Okay, so we've sifted our flour and our sugar, and while the butter is still nice and frozen, we're just going to dump it in here. You can find the recipe for these scones in our half-acre homestead, recipes, canning, dehydrating, and need to know stuff. And the link is in the show more info box below this video. Okay, so now what we've got is we've got nicely grated hard butter. And we don't want to work this too long because we want this butter to remain in pieces. Why? Because then it melts, just like in pastry. It melts while it's baking, and it leaves lovely little fluffy pockets of air. Well, let's get our orange zest in there. Now another favorite recipe is to use lemon zest and frozen blueberries. And I'm telling you folks, you want your berries frozen. Why? Because then they don't squish when you're trying to cut your scones. Where'd the hole go for this bag? There it is. We like lots of cranberries, don't we, Mom? Mm-hmm. So we're going to coat these in the flour like that. Now we're going to make a well, and we're going to put in 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Now, I'm not going to measure it. I've measured it for you, but I'm not going to measure it because, well, I've just been at this a long time. And I go by feel. And we work our buttermilk into the center, and using your head just like pastry, folks. We only want to combine this until it's gathered together. Now folks, I always used salted butter, but if you're using unsalted butter, please add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to the flour. But I use salted butter because it just saves me the extra step. Okay, so here I have a parchment lined cookie sheet, not for baking, but for freezing them on. Because I like to freeze them before I bake them, actually. So here, we've got some parchment here. Yes, I usually use a tablecloth, but you know what? Not today. I'm getting ready to go to Florida, and I don't necessarily want a lot of... See, and I dump it out this way because there's a lot of small stuff on the bottom. But all we're going to do now is we're just going to press this into a plate. And this is why I wanted it somewhat sticky. And then I'm just going to kind of flip it over here. And now I can handle it, you see? Here's the size I like. It's smaller than a biscuit.
Right.
Right, so we're making them fairly small because they do puff up to a certain degree. And onto the cookie sheet that goes. Okay, so here are the ones that are going in the freezer. I have 3, 6, 9, 12. I have 16 of them. That should be plenty. These are going to be reformed, and I'm going to bake them off. Okay, so all I'm doing now is taking the rest of the dough and just kind of rolling the parchment and pressing it back into another lump so I don't have to overhandle it with my hands too much. At this point, the cranberries are starting to thaw. So we want to get these either in the freezer or in the oven. In this case, Nan is hanging around like a dog smelling ham, so she loves her cranberry orange scones, don't you, Mom?
Yes, I do.
So we're going to make the next size up, 3.5 inches, because these are for us. Daddy doesn't like cranberry scones, and if he would dig the blueberries out of the bottom of the freezer, I would make him some blueberry scones, but he's a busy fellow and obviously doesn't want any scones on Christmas morning. I guess he'll eat cereal. Now you can egg wash these, which I'll probably do Christmas morning, but really all we need is to brush on a little bit of butter. My butter's a little cold. I should have melted it. Melted butter, folks. Melted butter. Okay. And just a sprinkle of coarse sugar. I'm just putting regular organic sugar on it that I get from Costco. Into a 325-degree oven for 45 minutes. Hot scones out of the oven. Mom, do you want a scone and tea? Yeah. Come on up. Let's make Mom a cup of tea and a scone. Okay, so Papa doesn't want to wait until it's cooled and sliced and buttered. He wants it now, even though he says he doesn't like cranberries.
I know. I'll just spit them out.
You're full. They are good. Thank you. All right, let's make one for me and Mom. Here's your buttered cranberry scone.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's cranberry orange, but
Yeah,
Nan waits all year for these.
I do. Every year.
It's
Nice
hot,
and
be
warm.
careful.
Wow. They're worth waiting for, guys. Too bad you can't have one.
Thanks, Mom. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying it wouldn't be the holidays if I didn't whip up some cranberry orange scones. Take care, God bless. Ho, ho, ho. The countdown is on.